You want to know what's steel? Oh, paralyzed. I built the key. And my architecture gave... I designed the architecture to protect...
The Shadow Doctrine. From Munich to the Middle East, an inescapable cycle.
They think cutting my feed stops the truth. They don't realize I'm not just sending a message. Karl Donich didn't need to bomb London to break Britain. His Wolfpacks had one simple protocol: sink the merchant ships, starve the island. 80 years later, we're the island. 80% of everything you own, everything you eat, everything that keeps the lights on, floats. Choke the straits, starve the beast. It's called the Wolfpack Protocol. During the Second World War, the U-boats nearly broke Britain, not by invading, by merchant vessels. 17 miles of ocean is all it takes. Block it and the world starves in a week. I designed the architecture to protect us, a cybernet for maritime logistics. Beautiful, really. Built-in garages, powered by lawnmower engines, until the suits took it, repurposed it, turned the shield into a scalp. This isn't a drill, it's a false flag reset, and they're executing it right. Ports in Rotterdam, Shanghai, LA, the grid is going dark, they're locking it down. But I didn't just build the lock. I built the key. Look at the board. The modern empire doesn't run on nukes, it runs on this. 12% of global trade, billions of dollars an hour, flowing through a ditch in the desert, barely wider than the ships themselves. You don't need a standing army to bring down the West, you just need to park a boat sideways. And my architecture gave them the remote control. It takes about 4 days of empty shelves before civilization drops the mask. We built a society based on just-in-time delivery. No warehouses, no reserves. A hyper-optimized machine, brittle, fragile, waiting for a single point of... And they found it. They think they have me boxed in. But I saw the whole board. Look at Malacca. 80,000 ships a year. The energy lifeline for half of Asia. When the Empire decided to trigger the false flag, they thought they could control the fault route. A controlled demolition of the global economy. And then there's Panama. The great shortcut. It takes millions of gallons of water and precise timing to move a single ship. My code just corrupted the water pumps. 40% of US cargo paralyzed in a heartbeat. They spent decades moving mountains and pouring concrete to connect the oceans. They thought physical engineering meant invulnerability. They're almost through. But I just needed to hit 100. You want to know why they're doing this? Why they're pulling the plug on their own system? Because the math finally caught up. 300 trillion in global debt, a fiat currency spiral they can't print their way out. So they burn it all down, blame an invisible cyber terrorist, and in the ashes they issue the new coin. Complete, absolute control. I didn't pull the trigger on the global economy, but I built the gun, and I handed them the bullets. But a false flag only works if you control the narrative. And the ledger. An architecture to burn their architecture. When an advancing army is about to take your resources, you don't surrender. You burn the fields. If they want a reset, I'll give them one. My virus targets the central bank ledgers. It permanently encrypts every fiat dollar, euro, and yuan on the planet, bricking the system to save the patient. The ultimate dead man switch. If you are watching this, the reset has already begun. Good luck. The virus doesn't steal, it erases. $300 trillion of leverage, reduced to dead code. They wanted to reset the board. I just flipped the table. Without the ledger, the fuel doesn't move. Without the fuel, the empire starves. They thought history was behind them. They thought they had evolved past consequences. Welcome back to the real world. The reset has already begun. Good luck. The cranes stop moving at 0400 hours, the cargo will rot in the steel boxes. Millions of barrels of oil adrift on the tide. Without the ledger, the power grid fails next. It's all connected. They wanted the Dark Ages. I just sped up the clock. The architecture of greed always collapses under its own weight. I am a ghost in their machine, a variable they couldn't control. Welcome to day one.